Welcome back to the Dirt Kings Podcast. We are here again this week with Jonathan Barrett as our co-host. He is our very fun co-host. And we also have Fred. You can't see him because I've got my water in the way. But Fred, can't put my water anywhere. The water's a bad call. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give my water.
Don't put your water there.
Fred gets my water.
Don't put your water there.
Why?
Just
Can you see? You can't see it on the cameras.
It doesn't look good.
Dang it.
All right. All right. What are we talking about today, Sarah?
Today, we are going to talk about fall liming and the importance of pH in your soil and what having that pH, kind of in line is going to lead to as far as what you'll see in crops, what you'll see in yield and growth. Johnny's about to burst out into laughter because he thinks this is hilarious. I am explaining things today. This is going to be kind of an unserious podcast today. We're just here to have a little bit of fun. It's fall. We're all going a little bit stir crazy, I think. Everyone's getting ready. They're either harvesting or getting ready to harvest. Some of us would just like some rain, and some areas of the country are getting too much rain. So our thoughts and prayers at the same time are also with everybody in Florida and up through that area on everything that they're experiencing. So we are keeping that in mind as we kind of go through this fall time right now. Johnny, tell me a little bit about your week. How's it been?
Well, spent the first part of the week in North Carolina and dodged a hurricane.
You did dodge a hurricane.
Yeah. We flew right above it. Well, not above it, but
around it.
It would be above it, so, north of it. But no, it was good. A good week. Got to meet with a lot of good farmers and talk about pHs a bunch. And so
nice.
I think now that everybody's gearing up for fall liming, it's kind of good that we're having the podcast.
Yeah, I agree. How were they doing? Were they all, because you were in North Carolina, were they all gearing up for the storm or?
Oh, I mean, you get 50-50 mixture. Some people are gearing up for the storm, and some people are like, it's just another day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, as for crops out there, you had some people with really good yields, and then some people were brush hogging their corn into the ground.
And putting it under.
And so, kind of 50-50 on this year. We can all hope and pray.
It's been an interesting year. We've had parts of the country that have had way too much moisture and have barely been able to get out into the fields to put any nutrients down. And then parts of the country in their fields where they've,
We have hermits in the walls.
we have hermits in the walls. So we're family owned and operated company, which means that we thrive a lot on having family here. So one of our coworkers has his little grandson here today named Kingston. He's 3 years old, and he's been bouncing around the office with tons of energy that I can only dream of having every day when I wake up. So he's bouncing around out there. So if you hear little voices in the meantime, we are not haunted, except for Fred. We just have children running around.
Yeah. So what's your biggest take on the importance of correcting your pH?
No, I'm supposed to ask you that. I'm the host. You're the co-host.
Now.
No, I'm hosting.
I'm the host now.
We're siblings.
Sarah. No, we're not.
You're right. I would never claim you.
We look way too similar not to be.
It's the round moon faces we both have. His is just covered up better by a beard.
Yeah, hides my double chin.
I don't have that.
Makeup for men. Buy it at a local store near you.
Your beard?
I don't know.
If my husband could buy a beard from a store, he probably would. He complains that it's patchy. It's gotten better, though, the older he gets.
Well,
But he was always like, grow, baby, grow.
I'm not going to anymore.
You do what?
Never mind.
Oh, now you're mumbling into the mic. The mic will catch it. I might not. We have other siblings staring into the room while we're doing this, so that's always fun. Anyways, back on topic.
Yeah, what's the importance of fall liming, sir?
You're jumping into it a little too fast. We were talking about the weather. You always gotta talk about the weather.
I asked you a question.
We're getting there.
Answer it.
So, on the importance of weather side. Hi. Hi. So just in regards to, the year, we've got some soils that haven't received any moisture. They've been really depleted. We've got some soils that have received too much moisture, and are also depleted. Unfortunately, it's kind of a lose-lose in that scenario because we've talked about in podcasts previously about how you get a lot of leaching when you get a lot of weather. And we're going to continue kind of to see that throughout the rest of this season and moving into next season or next year's growing season, as far as that weather leaching, creating, kind of a deficiency, whereas you might have had some stores built up of your NPK or, even your lime and things like that, where you're going to come back in and do soil testing this fall and see that those areas are depleted. So Johnny, tell me a little bit about if I am going out there this fall and I'm doing that soil testing and I come back and my pH has dropped 0.5% in the last year, or the last 2 years since the last time that I, performed a soil test. How is that going to affect me next season if I don't put on any lime this fall?
Well, I have to say the most important thing to take a look at there was the last time you took the soil sample. Was that fall a couple years ago or spring a couple years ago? Because I've seen this multiple times this year where they took soil samples in the fall and then soil samples in the spring, no cover crop, nothing's growing, didn't put anything down, and the pH went up between the two. So, yeah, if you are lacking in that pH and you have those deficiencies, really targeting that this time of year when you have the time to do it, not trying to fit that in last minute in the spring when you're trying to get a crop out of the ground or trying to get your hay to take off with fertilizer.
Let's say my pH is sitting. Wow. You didn't mute it.
It's one of my best customers. I don't know who it is, but.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Oh, that's going to mess up the audio.
What is it?
It's on the microphone.
I bet all you hear on the other end is. I'm like, awful.
Are those my ears ringing?
It's my husband's ears. They always sound like that. He has tinnitus.
He has 10 of them?
Yeah, 10 tinnitus. Yeah.
10-itises?
Yep, 10-itises. All the way around his head.
Anyways.
It's concerning.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, focusing. Focus. It's Friday. We're struggling. If I have a pH that is a 5.5 in my field, okay, and I don't want to do anything about it. Maybe I don't have the money this year. Maybe I feel like I might have the time, but I might get to it. I might not get to it. If I don't lime that field, if I do nothing in regards to that pH, how is that going to affect my yield next year? How is that going to affect fertilizer that I put down? Like, what am I going to see that's going to be negative compared to if I did go out there and started correcting that soil pH?
So, according to Iowa State, a 5.5 pH, you're losing, 40%?
Yeah.
Of all nutrients that
40%.
you put down? It's not that you're losing them; they're binding.
They're just
to
binding
the
up.
ground.
They're not absorbable into the plant.
And so, best analogy I always have for that is go buy $1,000 worth of fertilizer, and then on your way there, take $400 and throw it out the window.
Right.
Because that's what you're doing. I mean, you're not seeing it happen, but you're doing that. You're wasting money, and it's still going to be there for the next time you lime. Hopefully, it doesn't wash out by then. But what's the point in putting that down now and
If it's not going to affect your yield.
Yeah, and not getting that return on your investment.
Right.
And so, yes, there is some upfront cost of fixing your pH, whether it's pelletized lime or calcium chelate. But the best thing to do there is just make that investment up front. And so that way, over the course of the next 3-4 years, you don't have to worry about losing any of it because you're getting 100% of what you're putting down straight to the plant. So the upfront investment is a little bit much to buy it off. Maybe do half if you can't afford it. But doing something is better than doing nothing.
We're going to explore some options on the podcast today. So let's say I go out there with ag lime. What am I looking at as far as, is it super important for me to put ag lime down this fall, or can I go ahead and put ag lime in the spring?
Well, activation time on limestone, and given there's A grade, B grade, and it goes down from there. A grade limestone is going to break down a little bit quicker. You're looking at 6 to 7 months. B grade limestone kind of depends. They call a lot of C grade limestone B grade. But,
Yeah.
You're kind of looking at more like a gravel rock when it comes to that, and that you're
So it's
looking
not quite
at
as fine.
12 plus months on activation time. So if you are buying B grade, which is a better cost, but when is it activating? I have some guys
Next
telling
fall?
me, Well, some guys tell me 2 years. that they
Really?
see results. Well, think about putting down limestone now, and then yes, it activates next fall, but you're looking at spring
Another-
of
yeah.
2026.
Before you've even got anything returning from that.
Exactly. I mean, that's like.
So tell me if
buy
I
a steak and you can't eat it for 3 days.
now this won't play into probably most of our really big row crop guys, but if I'm smaller and I use some pellet lime, what kind of an activation am I seeing on that? Like what kind of ROI? How long is it going to take?
Well, pellet limes could be a lot quicker, a lot more expensive, but it's gonna be a lot quicker. But the problem with pellet lime is, yes, you have the fast activation, but it goes away as quick as it comes. So
Right.
yeah, it comes in really fast, but it's also gone.
But
really
you also
fast.
next year have
So
to apply
you're
more.
gonna have to do it every season, and there's no point in putting pellet lime on this time of year unless you're doing a cover crop. But if you are doing that cover crop, you got to wonder how much is left by the time even spring rolls around,
Right.
or halfway through your growing season next year. How much do I still have left? And so that's kind of the
Give and a take.
Yeah, give and the take. Do I go on what takes longer but lasts longer, or do I go with what is quicker but goes away faster?
Right.
Is kind of what we've been seeing for the last couple hundred
Do you
years.
generally see a yield difference, when you have a lower pH in the soil, either whether it's on row crop, hay and pasture, anything like that? Do you see a yield difference pretty regularly if your pH is lower?
Yeah, well, you're having a couple factors there on yield difference. So you got to wonder how much brooms, like say, given hay and pasture, how
Yeah.
much broom sage takes up space in the field that you're wasting on hay. Cattle aren't going to eat that. The second thing in there, going back to the point of losing fertilizer, let's say you had a proper pH and you put 40% more than what you were going to put, how much of yield increase would that be? So
Right.
if you look at it at that, if I'm getting 40% more on top of what I would normally get, you're going to have a significant yield difference. Not only that, the root structure and the calcium there also feeds the plant. And so the calcium, what you're getting from either calcium chelate, limestone, or pellet lime, that calcium is going to help with cell division. It's going to help make up the outer layer of the plant cell, so the plant's going to thrive. I mean, it's kind of like cutting out your nitrogen on corn,
Right.
and only having 50% of the nitrogen you need in the ground. You're not going to produce a whole lot of bushels off of it.
Right.
And so everything falls into relying on pH. It's kind of like the engine of the car. Yeah, there's a bunch of components of the car that make it work, but everything relies on the engine.
But isn't the engine in line, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about, if I am going to lime this fall, we've got a couple options out there. We kind of discussed a couple of them. Pale lime, which you wouldn't want to do in the fall anyways, unless you're doing some cover cropping. You got your general ag lime, and then, we also have our product ProCal. Tell me a little bit about that one and what benefits am I going to see from that also?
So we always describe it as benefits of both worlds. So you're getting the same source of calcium that you'd find in your standard liming.
Now my brain is not firing. I should have had an energy drink before this. Somebody get me a Monster.
You want a
Yeah,
Red Bull?
probably.
Yeah.
I take Red Bull. You got a Red Bull? I love a Red
Is it in
Bull.
the fridge?
Is it sugar free?
I don't know.
If
If
it's
there
not-
isn't one, Johnny will take one.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll stay here with our Red Bulls.
Anyways, camera's still rolling, so let's get back
Moving
into
on,
it.
back into it. Our product.
Yeah, so benefits of ProCal there is you're getting the benefits of both worlds. So we went over Pel lime and we went over, the benefits and downsides of standard liming. What you're getting with our product is just a more refined option for the two. So with Pel lime, comes and goes quickly. Standard ag lime takes forever to come around, but sticks around for a long
Right.
time. So with ProCal and Advanced Cal, what we're doing there is taking a calcium chelate and adding in a humic solution to bind it to the soil. But the calcium chelate is the same calcium you'd find in lime or Pel lime. It's just a lot more refined, and it's in a liquid version. So it's going to go into the ground immediately, and you start getting those results a lot quicker. But then at the same time, we're using the humic that we add to it to bind the calcium to the soil to get you that same longevity. So you're kind of getting benefits of both worlds. I would say.
Our cameraman is delivering us energy. Oh, only me energy. I'm the only one who gets energy. Johnny's got to struggle.
I got a Red Bull or something on the way home.
You don't want to go to bed tonight? I apparently don't want to go to bed tonight.
I was thinking about drinking.
That felt judgmental.
Alcohol.
Yes.
The alcoholic kind.
It's been a long week.
I traveled. It was rough. We also want to thank our cameraman for all of our new fancy equipment we've got.
Not only traveled, I've been gone for 3 weeks, something like that. Because I was in Colorado before that. Oh, when's the last time you went on the road, Sarah?
The last time I went on the road, bad things happened, so we're not going to discuss that on air.
It's always my kryptonite for you.
Sarah has to travel with a babysitter if Sarah's going to travel, so that's all we're going to say about that.
Fred has something he wants to say. Let's get
Fred,
back to it.
How do you feel about soil pH? Action.
I need one of those.
We need an action thing.
I know.
Action. What are we talking about?
Soil pH. Fred was about to tell us about his field.
Oh, yeah. How's your field?
Fred, how's your field?
It's bone dry. Very nice.
That was funny. That was good. It's bone dry. It's great. Kind of been a long year. But we'll make... Oh, my God. I about hit her.
I'm broken.
Don't slap me, Fred.
I'm trying to.
Your hat's falling.
I'm trying to get him to like.
Oh, gosh.
Fred, you're falling apart.
Fred's a mess.
No, Fred.
Fred,
I didn't know you were bald
It's
this
hard to
whole
control him
time.
down
I
here.
don't think you're allowed back on the podcast. Fred.
No, we need
Yeah.
an bourbon.
You're out of here, Fred. That's crossing the line.
That's crossing the line. I will find HR, Fred.
Here, I know what to do. Fred's out of here.
All right. Hey, Barbara.
Now you gotta.
Now we have Barbara.
Barbaracious.
Fred was problematic. Now we've brought in Barbara. Barbara seems like
So-
she's going to be more fun.
What farm are we on right now?
I thought it was a portal to another world. Narnia.
What do you think's behind this?
Definitely a portal to another world. Narnia.
Portal with cheaper gas prices.
God, let's go.
Somebody probably in an office over there. Like,
Knocking back.
What the hell's
Well,
going on?
we've discussed how we think that this office might be a little bit haunted.
No, it's the homeless man in the ceiling.
That is also very highly probable.
If you kill us, don't kill me first.
We actually really have worried about that in the past.
Yeah.
A couple
You,
times.
you ever seen those like?
I mean, mostly when we first moved into this building, they were bathing outside. But they also like to get, since weed's legal in Oklahoma, they'll get it and then smoke it. They would smoke behind the building by the AC units. And the AC units pick it up and would put it through the building. So we'd come in the morning and we were like, who was smoking in here last night?
I thought it's because I thought I left the door open.
We thought it was Johnny. Yeah, we also thought someone broke in once, but that didn't happen, so we're good. We said that we weren't making it serious.
I know, but you keep talking about marijuana.
It's legal.
In Colorado.
Well, it's also legal in other places. It's legal in
Hey.
Missouri.
I was going to throw it into your pocket.
Into my pocket.
Hey. Oh.
Hey, nope.
Hey,
It's
he
legal
brings
in
these
it's legal in
candles and we just
Missouri.
keep tossing them at each other.
I know. I feel like Caleb, when I was on a podcast with him, he was messing with the little play horse.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be great.
No,
on the mics.
hey, weed's legal in Missouri.
Yeah, it is.
You look like my
It's,
toddler.
it's legal. Well, it's medically legal in most states.
So basically, we're speaking to our cannabis growers right now. Our products work with your stuff too. I'm just kidding. Don't put it in there. Apply to everything.
Except for blueberries.
No blueberries. We're sorry, our blueberry friends do not. But
Non-calisthenic
speaking of,
plants.
okay, so let's backtrack into soil pH and lime. Soil pH and liming and everything. You were just brought up a really good point as a jest, but it is actually a really good point. If you have a Christmas tree farm or blueberry patches, do not lime them.
No.
You will kill them.
All of the lime.
No lime.
All of the lime.
You're going to ruin someone's Christmas tree farm and Santa.
It's all a joke.
Coal for the rest of your life for Christmas. All coal. Every stocking.
I thought that's what you got every year for Christmas.
Coal? That's what you get because you've been naughty. Santa and, what was his name? St. Christopher? Yeah.
Santa Claus.
No. St. Nicholas. St. Christopher, I think, is a
Krampus.
Catholic saint. St. Nicholas.
Krampus.
Yep, all you get's coal
Yeah.
and toothbrushes.
And toothbrushes.
Yeah, one year my mom really did give us toothbrushes and
Cleaning supplies.
cleaning supplies for Christmas.
So great.
That was our Christmas present.
I was so happy.
She was like, "You have enough toys," so we got like toothbrushes and we got cleaning supplies. I had a purple duster I really loved. Ran around and dusted everything. I bet she was in heaven. As an adult, I'm like,
Yeah.
man, now all I do is clean.
What was the worst thing you've ever gotten in a stocking?
We only celebrated Christmas till I was like
toothbrush.
8, so I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Besides a toothbrush. That was our last Christmas because after that,
Hanukkah
my
was
mom
good too.
switched to Judaism. And so we grew up Jewish the rest of it. And you don't celebrate Christmas. You celebrate Hanukkah. And you play dreidel.
And everybody goes,
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
You got a present for on each of
On
the
every
days.
day.
No.
No.
They're Jewish. We got one present. To all of our Jewish listeners, we love you. Do you think that Halloween was invented by dentists? So that way we have to go see dentists more for cavities? I need my
No,
tinfoil
because
hat.
if you brush your teeth, that's like saying that candy was invented so that way we would have to go see dentists.
Possibly.
Johnny's a conspiracy theorist, apparently. We're finding out today. What if you were an animal, what would you be and why?
That's a terrible question.
No, seriously, though, I really did. In my previous life, I did a different job, and I did a lot of hiring. And I
thought you were.
No, I really did used to ask people.
I thought you were talking about like reincarnation. I was like,
No, not reincarnation.
Past life.
If you were a animal, like you could be one,
yeah,
not reincarnation wise, but like if you could be an animal, what would you be and why?
a bald eagle.
Why?
Well, a bald eagle in the United States. You can't be killed.
Very specific, only in the U.S.
You can fly, so you can do whatever you want. But yeah, you can't be killed. You're like the only animal in the U.S. Well, you can be killed, but it's very rare because you get in very much trouble. But yeah, that's what I would be.
I used to ask people that question a lot during interviews because I find it very fascinating because I feel like a lot of times that question plays very heavily into a person. So like your answer as far as bald eagle, what I would take from that is that you really like to be free. You're not really big on constraints, so you wouldn't do really well with me telling you you have to be here at a certain time, you have to do this, you have to do that. You are not a list maker. You've got a very free personality. You do better to kind of go with the flow and figure things out. So me dropping you on projects every now and again would be totally fine because you're not a super scheduled person.
I just really think it'd be cool to have wings.
You don't agree with that? You don't agree with that, though?
Yeah,
I feel like that's pretty
that is.
accurate to your
But yeah, no,
personality.
I'd be a bald eagle.
You'd be a bald eagle?
What would you be?
If I could be an animal? You know, nobody ever asked me that question, so I really don't know.
Well, the tables have turned. I'm the interviewer now.
Oh, great. What would I be?
I don't know,
if I
like
could
you
be an
whispering
animal?
into the mic. It's just
Yeah,
so like
you know it
perfectly
can
right here.
hear you without you like getting really close to it.
close to whispering.
That just sounds creepy. Now you're like that ASMR weird stuff that's on the internet.
Anyways,
You mean Asmir?
Asmir. What?
That's what you said?
Ashmere.
Ashmere.
Yeah, it's like cashmere, but without it.
Without an
ASMR. Ashmere.
Ashmere.
No,
Without
it's
the
not
cut.
actually that. You said that earlier.
Yes, I did say that earlier.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah.
It was him. I didn't say that. I don't know what Ashmere is.
It's ASMR. It's just a video where a guy goes, it's like that Ashmere stuff where they're like, it's like that all the time.
Ashmere stuff.
Anyways.
If I was an animal and I could choose to be anything, I would want to be a horse, but I'd want to be a horse.
How did I know that you were going to say that?
Did you?
Yeah. All right.
But I'd want to be a horse on like a really big equestrian farm because you know how much people love their horses? They take such good care of them.
Yeah, but what if you were a horse and got turned into dog food?
Okay, that's why I specified a really good equestrian farm.
Yeah. What are the odds?
We don't
that
get
you
to choose?
Choose that, yeah.
What's some kind of a protected animal nowadays? A rhinoceros? I'm pretty sure those are protected.
Oh, you'd be
I'll be a rhino.
pretty hunted.
No, they're protected.
Well, yeah, the white rhino. Or
I'll be a
something
white
like
rhino.
that, has.
I take it all
military
back. I
team
know what I want to
protecting
be.
it. What?
I would want to be a polar bear.
That sounds like a cold life. To live.
Exactly. It's freezing cold. You're up there. You're pretty much all alone. Nobody's bothering you. No one's really trying to hunt you because it's freezing cold and hardly any humans are up there. Make me a polar bear.
I'd be a saber-toothed tiger. No, just kidding.
Those don't exist.
They did.
At one point.
Just depends on the
I like your
era.
bald eagle answer.
Thanks.
Nobody can kill you.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of been my answer. I've gotten that question quite a few times in life.
Although panda bears are really cute. Have you ever
Yeah.
watched panda bears playing?
They also kill themselves a bunch.
On accident.
Yeah, I know.
They really do kill themselves a bunch. They're very klutzy.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite fall stories from when you were younger? Like any favorite memories?
Oh, memories? Sounds like stories, like Children of the Corn.
Children of the corn?
Fall stories.
We were the children of the corn. No, just kidding.
That's no.
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 Johnny's like, just shut up.
I don't know. Sometimes I didn't even know when fall was. Like from what age?
You didn't grow up in a cave. What do you mean you didn't know what fall was?
I don't know. Sometimes I didn't know when fall was.
Johnny was too busy arguing on the internet with people to know when fall existed, apparently.
You said as a kid, not like a teenager. So, or like a...
I feel like a teenager is...
Like what age group?
Wow,
Below
he's getting
10.
real specific.
Alive?
Alive?
I don't know. Well, there was no fall in Ecuador.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's no summer.
Okay, I'll give you
spring, or
mine.
winter.
So, I love fall. It is my favorite season, which makes me very sad about... I love Texas and being near my family, but very sad about living here because fall is a non-existent thing that you just
Leaves
dream
still
of.
fall.
Yeah, dead. Not pretty. They just like die and keel over. It's awful. It's so sad. There's no pretty, oh, look at them color turning and all that. No, they're just bleh. That was a horrible face to put on the
Aspen
thing.
trees.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Anyways,
We both have ADHD.
in the
today.
fall, we both definitely have ADHD today. In the fall, my grandparents owned an orchard when we were growing up. And in the fall, we were allowed to go out and pick the fruit that had, well, we weren't picking it. We were grabbing it off the ground because that was the fruit that they obviously couldn't sell. And so then we would take that back and we did a lot of canning with my mom. And we would can
applesauce.
things and make applesauce. And I loved that. I really enjoyed that part. We did a lot of canning with my mom. And we really did enjoy that. She also, towards the end of fall and the end of summer, we would make a lot of spaghetti sauce. So she would boil the tomatoes, and we would have to sit there and peel off. And we did this with the peaches too. Peel off all the skin, and by the end of the day, like your fingers were so just gross and shrivelly and like raisins and bleh, and it was so gross. But the food was great.
Yeah.
So capitalize on that. Have you thought of a fall story?
When the creek would freeze and we'd walk down the
that would
creek
be
when
fun.
it
And
was
we'd
frozen.
walk it down it when it was
That's
frozen.
more of like you kind of into fall, winter.
We would make mud soups when it was starting to get cold, and our hands would be so cold from the water and the mud and the sticks and the leaves and every other concoction that we put together into these pots and pans.
Yeah, that was fun. And the psychotic horse that we had.
Hosanna?
No, Shiloh.
Oh, Shiloh was kind of nuts.
I was always terrified of him.
He was mean.
He'd chase us across the field and
He was
try
an
and kill us.
Arabian and not trained at all, and mean horse.
Yeah, I remember.
His mother, Princess, was very nice, but Shiloh was.
Oh, she was the white.
She was the mom.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that was his mom.
Yeah.
That would make sense since
Yeah.
they were both white Arabian horses. Yeah, from the same line.
Yeah, that was.
Click,
Click, click, click.
Hosanna.
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 You're wrong.
You're wrong.
I am. Probably. But I don't know.
You didn't even remember we had Princess.
Well, what happened to her?
She passed away.
Oh, I don't remember that. I do remember that horse, but barely. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, was Hosanna related to them? Because that was the same breed.
it was
of Arabian.
Princess's sister. They were
Oh,
sisters,
okay.
which would have made Shiloh her nephew. Are there nephews in horse world?
I think
Yeah, I think so. I think the genealogy goes that way.
It's not a social construct. It's a
Well, I didn't know if it just applied to like humans.
yeah.
I don't know. I have a lab who I'm pretty sure he has a sister mother or a brother dad or something weird because I'm pretty sure he was inbred. My lab is.
I don't know. I broke my dog out of jail.
You had to get your dog out of jail?
I broke him out of jail.
Oh, you did break your dog out of jail. Oh. Saved him from the doggy jail of the pound.
Yeah. It was a whole heist. We got him.
The heist was you filled out paperwork and said, I really do have a house.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's ice.
It's ice.
We're getting you out of here. We're breaking you out of the clink.
Oh, man.
But anyways, soil pHs. You want to get back on track?
Sure. Tell me about them.
They're good. Why do you keep doing that?
We're so fired. We're so fired when Nathaniel sees this episode.
Watch this one be the only one that blows up.
We're so fired. Hey, since we're about to get fired, what are you going to do for your next job?
Make mud pies.
Make mud pies. A mud pie is a cow.
Oh. We still made mud pies. But out of mud.
Out of actual mud.
Yeah. Mud pancakes. That's a word.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's a cow pie.
Oh, you're right. It is a cow pie, not a mud pie. You're right.
Did you even grow up on a farm?
Yes, but I'm so tired today. Where's Kingston? I need some of his energy. You're supposed to like say goodbye or something.
I am. We're going to have to.
Just awkwardly.
I pulled it too close again.
It can hear
Bye.
you.
Thanks for
Having you.
What?
You said bye. You said
you interrupted me. Bye.
No,
Thanks
you
for having me here today.
So as we're wrapping up today, we just want to thank our 2 winners for our last podcast. We had a share, like, and follow that they got a drum free of Nitromax. That's a 55-gallon drum. Deals in Denton and Grow Shack -Kev 420. So congratulations on your free drums. And we will get a hold of you and give you application instructions based off of what you're growing. So we won't just leave you hanging out to dry. We really appreciate you guys tuning in today, the likes, the follows. If you want to subscribe, even unless you're over us and you're tired of hearing us joke around.
We won't force you to do anything.
He can't. That's not utilizing either. We can't use that either.
I would choose the bear after that.
Yeah. Me too. And he's my brother.
You'll listen to the sound of this on the mic. I don't know.
This on the mic.
That's my beard sound.
That's weird. Now we're going into a creepy realm.
Anyways.
You can't see me.